one other thing we can take to heaven. There is one thing you can take to heaven. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe a revelation in that there is something you can take to heaven. And without putting a guessing competition out there, it's others. That's the only thing you can take to heaven with you. You can hear jokes about all sorts of stuff, and you can joke about it, and they might be funny even. But the truth of the matter is there's one thing you can take to heaven, and that's others. And so again, we're here to encourage that we don't want to see any fall away either. Okay? Russell mentioned to me this morning about how you don't know, Russell has his own mechanical business, been in it for many years, and he's mentioned to me about someone who encouraged him in earlier, or years gone by anyway, that about his business, and maybe going out there and chasing new business is not where it's at. Just look after the ones you've got, and they'll do the chasing for you. Okay, and if you look at the Lord, he got 12 together and he looked after them. And he encouraged them to go and get someone to look after them. And he wasn't moved by numbers. Because if you look in the upper room, how many were there? 120 in the upper room? That's what was there. And he'd ministered to thousands and thousands and thousands. Certainly he's written a whole book on numbers. The Bible's based on numbers, the whole thing. But it's not all just about numbers. It's about if you'll stand. If you'll stand and be strong and be still, as it says in Psalm 40:16, be still and know that I am God. So again, we do this to encourage you, okay? And so we're sowing that seed into you that you'll go and multiply that you'll go and sow that into others. I'm sure you can all think of some of the guys who've been here on previous months, and some that haven't, and some have promised to come and perhaps haven't come. Okay, what are they going through? What are they going through right now? That they need to perhaps be here, or they need to be encouraged, or they need that text forward on them, or they just need a bit of an encouragement between now and next month, is when we come along. And certainly it's not all about coming here. We encourage you to get to your church. The biggest thing I want to encourage you in, man, you cannot fulfil God's purpose for your life unless you are rooted and grounded in the church. And that's just not turn up on Sundays. Rooted and grounded in church is being a part of the church and vibrant part of the church. So I encourage you guys, get to church tomorrow. Okay, get to church tomorrow, and make yourself a part of the church. God's called you to that church. Okay, so for a purpose, He's called you there for a purpose to help fulfil the purpose that's on the senior pastor's life, out of that church, and pretty much we all go to church on the Gold Coast. So the focus is obviously primarily, Scripture tells us, we start at home first, and we go out to the outer regions, and then we go out around the globe. So we start at home. We're here on the Gold Coast. So all our churches. We are the spiritual heads of our home, and we're the spiritual heads of our church. So stand up and be those mighty men in there and help see the purpose of your church, link in and fulfill its purpose. Okay, encourage it in that, man, and other men. So, man, I really appreciate it.